It's an interesting road to pursue. The self-destructive path, which I marvel at. I do. It's a very strong component.
But a lot of it is sort of a weird performance thing, and I would argue that it took me a while to start listening to you and paying attention to a set of priorities that weren't priorities for me.
You riddle me this.
All right.
Once in a blue moon, for those of you who are listening, we have to stop and edit something when we're doing a spot because David Allen Greer starts screaming F-bombs or something in the middle of it, and the sponsor doesn't want that in their thing,
Yeah.
So it's a very rare occasion, but you take my buddy Ray. Ray's another one of those guys where he'd like to have success. He wants to be a part of my new Spike TV show because of the whole home improvement thing and stuff. But on the other hand, he can't help himself from just sort of derailing. And many months ago, we were talking about one of our fine sponsors, which is Blinds Galore, right? And at some point when I was saying, they're so easy and your curtains are all dirty and they got mildew on them and they got yeast spores and everything. You get these things, they're clean, they're easy. And Ray leans in and he goes, and when they get dirty, you just throw them away. And I went, hold on a second. I said, Matt, hold on. We just got to stop here. This is a custom-made blind. We're not talking about how cheap and disposable they are, but we're talking about step up to get some custom blinds at Blinds Galore, And by the way, I have no idea what you're talking about because, you could literally just wipe them down with a moist towelette. But
why would you throw them away? They're perfectly fine.
Well, not only that, but I don't think our sponsor wants to hear you saying you just throw them away when they get dirty. Yeah. The point is they last forever, and if you want to get some Windex out and wipe them down 10 years on, you can do it. But anyway, we'll edit that out, and we'll get on with the show. And I finished a spot, and last week we were just sitting here. We started the conversation with him going, hey, I want to be a part of this Spike show. And at some point, I did Blinds Galore, and he leaned in and went, hey, when they get dirty, just throw them away. And I was like, first off, let's stop. By the way, he dropped an F-bomb in the middle of it and then said you can throw them away. And I was like, all right, first things first, you've been sitting here for 5 years. Second, I have no idea where your disposable blind concept comes from, but no, you don't just throw them away. I don't know why this thought keeps entering your head.
Must have had some weird thing as a kid or something. We saw.
He had nothing as a kid. He saw nothing. He was exposed to nothing except for secondhand smoke.
Ugh.
Thirdly,
that explains it.
It's already been discussed. I discussed this bizarre concept you're having. We have discussed it to the point where we stopped. And I said to Matt, we have to edit Ray's stupid comment out of this thing. But with the F-bomb and with the throw him away, round 2, he came in. And I thought, and you want to work with me on the Spike, the live 1 hour Spike TV show. This is your bid. Now... That's Ray, and there's nothing we're going to do about it, but it's still a bizarre impulse, which is, I do the live spots. You are not required or even asked to speak. You can be silent during the spot.
I agree with you, but here's what I think.
What is that gene?
Well,
what is the gene?
And
how do I avoid it for my children?
There's two things.
So many people have it, Drew.
Yes.
Now, that was a blatant example, but so many people have little examples of that gene of I'm just going to screw myself up here.
Well, I would argue that some of it is in common discourse we sort of parry, particularly men.